Welcome everyone, this is the 31 Days of Dread, and I am your host, Peter A DeLuca AKAPAD, and this is where we do one horror movie a day for the entire month of October. That's 30, if you can't count, that's 31 movies celebrating the greatest genre of them all, the greatest experimentational platform of them all, the greatest young filmmaker discoverer of them all. It is horror, 31 days coming at you. Look out, ghouls and ghosts, it gets spooky. Alright everyone, coming out of that intro hot, this is what I call the telethon portion of the podcast. This is where I pitch myself to you for your support. Your support means everything to me because we're fighting, the AKAPAD army is fighting against algorithms everywhere. Algorithms, I ate some cereal earlier today, I dumped it into my bowl and it was full of algorithms. Okay, bad joke. Alright. Sharing this podcast, telling your friends about it, leaving comments, leaving reviews. This is how we grow AKAPAD's audio audacity. Your support there is more valuable than anything other than like a high five in person, because I'd love a high five in person. Previously on AKAPAD's audio audacity, Eddie Murphy's Haunted Mansion, and now we have Muppets Haunted Mansion. This is the absolute big idea to why the streaming services, networks, platforms are cooler than a cucumber, cooler than going to the movies. Look, I am for some reason, okay, I'm going to explain to you why your boy over here, AKAPAD, is an outlier yet again. Everyone, not me though, just wants to go on and on about the integrity, and the glory and the awesomeness of going to the movies, of taking huge blocks out of your schedule, spending a lot of money on concession, finding a date, dealing with a date. You go to the movie with a babe or family, you're also going out. You're spending hundreds of dollars per movie. And for some reason, we want to be emotionally guilt, blackmailed, tricked into believing that going to the movies should not die. It's something special, and it really isn't. Because the thrill I had just seeing this little banner thumbnail on Disney Plus, not knowing it was dropping, not knowing anything about it, then watching the trailer, same reaction, or same flow, or I'll say process I had with Netflix's Kate. I had no idea. And you watch the trailer, and then guess what? You like the trailer. The trailer worked. Well, guess what you can do now? Butthole, watch the freaking movie. So, these theaters, the theater stranglehold, it's got to die. It's got to die. We got to let it die. You need a slow death. Now, I believe Disney knows this. And Disney is torn. Disney's very torn. The writing has got to be clear, because what 2020 and COVID did, it leapfrogged maybe 10, 15 years. It leapfrogged that far into the future. We talk about the future a lot here. And it gave us giant movie drops, especially with HBO Max. Dune dropped today. But what the hell? It doesn't matter. Tent-pole movies can get dropped. You have, most likely, a giant fucking television. You have a amazing sound system. Last time I checked, you probably have some lights that you can dim to give yourself the total theatrical experience. Now, people say, well, what about concentration? What about this? What about that? Well, I don't know. Every single movie theater basically was evolving into a lounge style. You have a couch. You can sit up. So it's all of these things. So we got. Can we talk about Kirk Thatcher real quick? This is our director. We already discussed one of his movies, Turkey Hollow, maybe like 2-3 years ago for Thanks Flicking. It was one of our first Thanks Flicking movies. Turkey Hollow, I love it. So this movie, I had to watch it. I had to pair it with Eddie Murphy, with the Eddie Murphy's Haunted Mansion, because I wanted to see if the lore was approached differently. And here's the funny thing. The lore of the Haunted Mansion for both of these movies, it's somewhat equal. We're still like dealing with protagonists that are subject to a haunted mansion more than the backstory of some of these, attractions within the attractions, or attractions like features. But we have stacked, like the Muppets are so freaking entertaining. We got like, who's it? Will Arnett's in this. The movie's made by Muppets pedigree. And earlier this year, I listened to I can't recommend it enough, the Jim Henson autobiography, or biography, not autobiography, because he has passed away. Sadly, by the way. And we have these things, like we have a ton of Muppetry. It's essentially a story of Gonzo and Pepe. It's a Gonzo Pepe adventure. We have Kermit the Frog dressing up as Miss Piggy, and Miss Piggy dressing up as Kermit the Frog for Halloween. We have all the Muppets that we want to see in this movie. We have some new ones. We have a story that is essentially built on friendship, and that is how we break the curse. I mean, these fantastic messages you would want from Disney, messages that only Disney can deliver. The conglomerate that Disney is, you gotta give them so much credit that they really do put content first, and the executives are creative executives. They know how to harness, engineer, and do this stuff. And I would say since Disney Plus, they have done more with the Muppets than Disney did prior to Disney Plus. There's just been a lot of Muppet rollout, Muppet excitement. I'm hoping this stuff translates to a broader audience, but the Muppets are weird. People don't like the Muppets. It's almost like how men love the Three Stooges. It really is. But anyway, I recommend this movie. I can't recommend it enough. I will probably watch it again, or pieces of it, maybe waking up on Saturday or Sunday while the girlfriend and I are, doing sex and coffee. Kirk Thatcher from the Muppets pedigree. I cannot give this guy credit enough. Now, we have something very cool with this. If you want to see what Gonzo looks like aged, an older Gonzo, I don't think we ever saw this before. I think this is the Muppet first. We see an aging Gonzo, and it is freaking awesome. So, look, this movie rock and rolls. The humans in it are awesome. The performances of, there's no, I'm trying to see, can we go through some of the actresses? Brian Henson's in this. I didn't even know that. I guess I missed him. I'm just trying to see. You know what? It's so funny, calls. Here we go. Here we go. Yvette Nicole. She's from that Community TV show, and she is like a chauffeur driver. Yvette Nicole Brown is, number one, she's a hottie pants, just because she's so freaking talented. I think she's hot. She's that freaking talented. Now, she's not like the focus human in this. It's Will Arnett. And Gonzo kind of falls in love with a ghost that, all this other stuff. And it's not her, and I feel like it should be her, because when I see her, I just want to start internally, laughing and smiling and start having a good time. Few I feel the same with Danny McBride, but it's like few people ever like have that effect on me. I love her in this movie. She's kind of like sprinkled in there. She's not like one of those focus human characters, because Muppets are always have like one or two focuses, like most likely two, because they have kind of like split storylines. I don't think there's one Muppet anything in the last like few years that doesn't seem to be focused on Gonzo or multiple human plot lines. But anyway, I can't recommend this enough. This movie's a lot of fun. Muppets Haunted Mansion. Didn't know it was coming. 31 Days of Dread. This is not a part of the rollout. So here we go. Hopefully next two drops will be Hellraiser, Uno, and Dos. And as far as I know, I'm still one day behind. But today was a big day. I had to watch WWE, the Crown Royale. The Crown Royal? I forget the name of that one. But I had to watch it just because it had Brock Lesnar, who I absolutely love, Roman Reigns, who I absolutely love, and Bill Goldberg, who I absolutely love, and wrestling against Ken Lashley, who I also dig. But AJ Styles, like all my guys, like everyone except for Alexa Bliss was in this one pay-per-view. So boom, a crown jewel. It was called a crown jewel. And today was Dune, and I watched Dune. I think I'm just going to do an audio/video drop for that. Be on the lookout for my, I guess, like initial Dune thoughts. And I argue a lot about long-form conversations when it comes to movies. I know Dune so well that, I don't know. Like, it's you'll have to listen to it. Everyone, rock and roll, get ready for Hellraiser. Let's do this. And to continue this telethon, when we're not talking about high fives, there's other ways to support me. I'm a living professional. I'm a full-time freelancer. Anything you see on this, like here on this podcast, or see in my social media, I make everything. It's all made by me. That's a part of my pitch to you. And you can purchase professional services through akapad.com. That's a pipeline to me if you want to send me a message. But also while you're there, you can sign up for my newsletter. You're going to get deals. You're going to get coupons. You're going to get 2 free trading cards mailed to you free worldwide. And they're 2 Wolfpack trading cards, 2 original characters, for upcoming comic book work. And speaking of comic books, you can go to Etsy, type in Uzi Susie, and that's where you're going to find my mini comic. You can purchase existing issues and pre-order upcoming issues along with bundles if you missed any, like issue 1, 2, or 3 or whatever. There, Uzi Susie is waiting for you. And keep an eye on Indiegogo. A lot of my bigger comic book projects will be available through Indiegogo. All of those updates will be here on this podcast. So if you're a regular listener, I'll let you know. We can rock and roll from there. So everyone, thank you so much, and feel free to reach out to me on social media. AKAPad69, Instagram, and Xbox. That's right, you can play Halo with me. Just straight up AKAPad on Twitter, straight up AKAPad on the Facebook. My business page is there. My personal page is there. Hey, be a personal friend of mine. I don't care. Let's talk movies. Let's talk creativity. Let's talk fun, and just who cares? Do you like, the Transformer movies? I love them. We can talk about that all night. So meet me there, and we'll rock and roll. Let's get talking. We got a movie to discuss.